Hello everyone, it's a long weekend. Happy Labor Day and it's already May. So it's the fifth month of the year. Hoping that this month will be full of recoveries aside from the first quarter or first 4 months that has been very challenging for all of us. So without further ado, these are my stock picks for the week. So I have Tel once again, then ICT, RHI, Wilcon, and these small companies right here, or I mean small fonts right here like ABS, FGN, ATN. I just added that one for some considerations because of their trend. By the way, we will explain that in this video. All right. First of all, we have PLDT or TEL. Here, last week, PLDT was on my stock picks. Let me show you. Don't be confused. This is the starting point of or the reference point last week. Last week, that was April 24, Friday up to Thursday, this Thursday. Now, what I said in the previous video, it can go consolidate here sideways, or it can go up at the resistance around 1,300 or 1,299 with that on that area. But the stock went right exactly to that point. Now, what's the next move on that one? Let me delete this risk reward ratio and pull in the new one. Still the same, the stock is still uptrend. It has still a momentum. MACD and volume are showing very good signs. And this is one sign that you need to consider. By the way, the green one is the 50 EMA, the yellow one is the 100 EMA, and the red one is the 200 EMA. It's called golden cross if I'm not mistaken. When the 50 EMA crosses above the 200 EMA, it's a good sign for the stock. Let's just check some other stocks in a while. So I'll be showing you this first. So what are our projections? Of course, first of all, risk management. Up to this point, we can cut loss. Or if you are aggressive, or I mean, if you're conservative, you can cut loss at this point. But you can still do a line at this point, right? You can draw a line there and give it a chance to retrace somewhere at this point. Or, I mean, those are the possible scenarios. Retrace back here, sideways on the first resistance and the second resistance. Again, volume-wise, it's above the average. And the MACD is still above the red line, and the histogram is doing good as well. Now, going back to this example, 50 EMA crosses over or under a another EMA. Let's check that one. Before TEL or PLDT went down, we can see that the trend, hold on. We can see that, oh, by the way, here, let me add also, I have here a two downtrends. Let me remove the MACD. Two downtrends right there. There's a higher a higher resistance line where I connect the topmost points right here, and the lower points right here, around these areas. Again, those lines are just the areas. Excuse me. Now, at this point, when the blue at this level, you can see a consolidation or a confusion on the moving average. But at this point, obviously, you can see that it went down. Let me pull out some examples. Right here, when the 50-day moving average, sorry, let me zoom that in. When the 50-day moving average crosses above the 200-day moving average, it showed a uptrend sign, but it's quite weak. Though it went a bit upward, but it's very weak. Let's try to look for other examples before we proceed. Here, there are some crossovers at this point, so this is quite a indicator for you that you can consider as well. All right, next we have ICT. As you all know, Globe, those are the two companies we can consider today because there are the telco companies wherein we all know this past 2 months of enhanced community quarantine, most of the Filipinos or most of us are at home using data, using internet, watching on YouTube, watching on Netflix. So there is a subscription-based purchase on them or data that they provide that as a form of their sales also. All right. ICT went up to its resistance line before that turned into a support line right here. All right. Then the volume is quite impressive. MACD is above the signal line. Then it will still cross above the zero. But yeah, we can already anticipate that one. Let me just there you go. So we'll be limiting our indicators with this one so that you will not be confused. Next, it can go sideways here, retrace, or goes retrace also on a more downtrend movement right here, or it can go up at this resistance line. Where did I base the resistance line? Right here. Two connection points. The previous support line that turned into resistance line. Now, what is the risk reward? That's a big reward, 13 over 2. Um, 13 reward, 2 risk. So that's quite a good advantage for this one. Right. Next, we have the RRHI. RRHI, so as pure gold, they are both what you call this one, consumer, or they are groceries, um, some sort of that. Also 7-Eleven, URC, those are some of the things that you want to consider in this quarantine. All right. For this one, I have formed a ascending triangle also. Here, we can say that this is the first sign of going up, down, up, then it finally break out at this point with a small gap up. So again, what's the idea? The resistance line right here turned into a support line. That's what we have here. Then the resistance line up here, here. The resistance line up here turned into, it's still a resistance line. Volumes are okay. MACD are okay as well. Then what are the risk reward of that one? 5:3. It's quite small, but we can manage that one for now. What's the next possible target for this one? Maybe around this point, around 79 or 80. Right, we have 4 more left. I have Wilcon 2 weeks ago. So let's see what happened to Wilcon. So this last time I discussed about Wilcon, these are the projections. So let me resize those arrows. These are the projections. So somehow it went downward sideways. Maybe some of you already sold a portion of that one if you bought that one, or still hold on to this 200-day moving average. It's up to you. But today we can see that the stock has bounced back from its support line. So let us move up the new support line here, a support line right here. These are just areas. Then the possible resistance lines quite here, or we can draw a box right there. So where is the possible or the next price of the or of Wilcon if it broke out from its resistance right here at 15? It can go up to 17. So let's check what are the risk and the reward ratio for that one at this point. If you are looking at here for the short term, it's only around, sorry, um, It's only around, what's happening to this? The long position, it's very long. All right, it's only around 2, 1:1 risk reward ratio. But if this box had been broke out, or if you're studying Darvas box, if I'm not mistaken, we can consider this one as basis. Then if it broke out from this base or consolidation, it can go up to this point. So you can gain up to 15%. Next, we have ABS. So ABS, CBN, let's scan them out or scan it out. ABS here, um, we can see that still consolidating on a sideways movement. We can still see and hope that the trend will be like this one. All right, it has been suspended by the resistance line, then it broke out at this point, consolidating all the moving average, turning it to into a upward movement. Next, sorry, let me just delete this unnecessary drawings I have. The volume here is quite quite what you call that, high, as you can see here. So we can say that the value is high, it's being traded well, or the volume is well, so it's confirming the price action. The next support line you can see is around this point, or maybe you can cut loss at around this point. Sideways movement again, then the resistance line can be found at this point. For me, I formed that one here. It hit this area and also this area. And next we have FGen. For the FGen, I think the volume is not quite impressive because it's below the average, the blue one. Let me just delete some of this one because when I'm moving, it's moving as well. The original charts were moving as well. All right. So here we have again the ascending triangle. We can consider an ascending triangle, but you can consider it as not because according to the ascending triangle, it must form really a trend upward to the resistance line. Then it's an increasing support line. But there's a good breakout right here. Again, it's just being suspended by it has lack of volume, but the MACD is quite good right here. And one thing's noticeable, the earnings of this is just annual earnings. I thought it's a quarterly earnings. All right. So what's the next possible move of this one? Can go sideways again, sideways like this one. You have to understand that if the stock went to a breakout, it can go sideways or continue to go upward or retrace back. Again, those are really all the options. Then resistance lines around here. Let me remove this one, then retain the resistance line I have there. The risk reward ratio we have, that's 4:1. So it's quite big reward over a risk. Last but certainly not the least, ATN. ATN has a good volume, so as the MACD. Here, the short-term resistance line we have is around 0.6. Yeah, 0.6 sideways movement right there. Then a consolidation or a slight downtrend up to 0.53. Like this one, it consolidated around the level or around the area, forming a strong resistance line. Now we can turn that resistance line into a support line. All right. Now, I think I disregarded this first resistance line for this risk reward ratio. So here we have 19:7. Where did I base that one here? So if we're gonna take the short term support resistance, it would be around 5% only. Again, volume is good, MACD are good, and sorry, the histogram are doing good. All right, I guess that's it. By the way, please do like my just some short promotions. Please do like my Facebook page. It's Kevin Autea right there. I've helped a lot of people when it comes to stock market, financial planning, insurance, savings, investment, on all of those things. Right here also, I'll be doing a seminar later. So I'll be posting this one at around maybe morning. So later, I have a free online seminar. It will be broadcast through sorry, it will be broadcast to StreamYard and posted through the Facebook Live right here. Where is it? Right there. All right. It's May 3. That's today, 6 p.m. Facebook Live. So you have to like my Facebook page for you to just as a ticket, maybe just a like, also that one. Then here, as you can notice, I'm posting inspirational videos, business and stock news. Then the program that I will be introducing tomorrow as well. And by the way, in our coaching, we are coaching now through online. We do online financial wealth planning. So you might be interested to talk about stocks, investments, savings, manage, grow, and many more things. Lastly, you can watch this one on my YouTube. This is my YouTube. So I help people make the most of their money by investing in the stock market. So I have here the returns, some lectures, and some life lessons, 10 common money wasters, and many, many more. All right. So thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope you found value in this video. Please, again, trade or invest very well. Make the most of this opportunity, but at the same time, be a little bit um, what you call that, cautious, or take extra precaution, because in the situation today, everything is not quite definite yet. So there you go. And again, thank you for watching.